Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about how I customize my log statements in ROS. So here I've got a program that I just ran. It happens to be a Python program, but it's calling some C++ code, C++ ROS code, and I'm getting a bunch of print statements. And some of these I don't really care about. I don't necessarily want to see. So for example, let's say I want to get rid of these two log statements here. Starting planning scene monitor, listening to this topic. I think these are coming from Move It. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't want to see these every time I run my program. So the way I do this is with a custom ROS console config file. So if you go to the wiki page for ROS CPP logging, you'll find that this method is already sort of described here. So they suggest setting this environment variable. So that's what I've done. So if I open up the terminal and I check that variable, you'll see it's set to this file here. So this is just in the root of my catkin workspace. If I open up this file, you'll see I've already got some statements in here. We're going to be editing this. So the process is essentially I'm going to figure out, one, which node is producing this statement. Then I'm going to figure out what logger name this is associated with. And then I'm going to add it to my custom config file with a higher level. So in this case, it's an info statement. So I'm going to set that to warn, and then we should see that go away. So my process for this is first I open up RQT console, and I use this to determine which node is producing the statement. So if I rerun this code, I should see that statement show up in here, and I can look in the node column. Okay, so here are the log statements I want to get rid of, and I can see there from this node CPP planning evaluation. So then I'm going to go to a terminal and run ROS console list and then the node name. That's going to list all of the loggers that exist for that node. And this is a Python node, but like I said, it's running CPP ROS stuff, Move It stuff under the hood. So we get all of these loggers from Move It. So now what we need to do is figure out which of these logger names we want to change the level for. So which of these logger names is producing this log statement. Now, I don't know of a kind of standard ROS way of doing this. So what I usually do is I know that this is coming from Move It. I know what package this is coming from typically. And I just go to GitHub for that package and I just find the print statement in their code. And for Move It, this works great. I haven't done it much for other packages, but all right, so we're going to look for this print statement. Okay, here we go. Starting planning scene monitors. Unsurprisingly, it's in the constructor for move group, or in the code for move group. So what I care about, oh, sorry, this is a printf. That can't be the right thing. Okay, it's probably this, yeah. Info statement, start. Okay, so whenever I call start scene monitor. So now what I want to do is I want to look at so hopefully your project uses named loggers, so it's not just the global thing, and Move It does, of course. So now we just need to figure out what log name is. So it should be at the top of this file. Planning scene monitor. All right, so now this is going to have a name, something involving planning scene monitor. So if I look back in here, can we find anything that has planning scene monitor? All right, so, and in fact, it's actually, I could have just checked this. So Move It ROS planning dot planning scene monitor is this guy right here. So that is what I want to set in here. So now that I've got this, I'm just going to set this to warn. Now if I rerun this program, what I'm hoping to see is that that print statement is no longer there. All right, great. That's the method that I use. It can be really specific. Files, you can have lots of you can enable messages, nodes,